Ivy, did you hear about the new thing, COVID?
Yes, I did, Chaz. What about you, Diana?
Yeah, I did. Isn't that the thing we're going to be talking about today?
That is the thing that we're going to be talking about today. My name is Ivy.
My name's Chaz.
My name's Diana. You may be wondering how COVID started, who Patient Zero was. It was a sunny day in Wuhan, China, January 15, when John Doe was out on his job taking pictures of the beautiful city of Wuhan. He was so excited to be out here being a photographer, but suddenly he felt really ill, experiencing lots of coughing. He then left and went up to his boss. Man, I've been coughing a lot and I feel really sick. By any chance, am I able to leave? Boss gave him permission and he left. He then arrived to Washington State in January 18. He was with his family showing them pictures when suddenly he started choking. He was experiencing shortness of breath. His family rushed to the ER where he found out he had COVID. While this is not exactly what happened, we do know that it started to spread into Wuhan, China in January 18, most likely with a man who came back from Wuhan. How did COVID affect people medically?
Could damage the heart, kidney, skin, and brain. This means that the organ damage that happens isn't minor to anyone's body. I know that because it explains how it also affects someone's brain. Also, according to the MayoClinic.org, some of the medical effects of COVID on people's bodies was that their immune system may also get weaker, which means that one's body won't be able to fight off viruses, bacteria, and even fungi. I know that COVID may also cause shortness of breath, and it must have been hard for the elderly people. Not only it could have been hard for elderly people, but also people with asthma. But how was COVID spread? COVID was spread due to the frequent traveling back and forth. People believe that the frequent traveling to and from China made the spread happen. But COVID didn't only affect people medically, but it also affected people's minds and how they thought. The epidemic also impacted people's minds because it forced people into isolation that they never adapted to. According to PewResearch.org, COVID also forced people to develop PTSD and even anxiety. And during this time of the epidemic where people were forced into a quarantine, people were also more prone to developing depression. But how did COVID affect people socially too? Often when there's an epidemic, people tend to blame someone or something. In this case, people blamed the Chinese people and China as a whole. Mostly the Chinese elderly and the Chinese adults were mostly targeted by the racism. As a result, racism had a great part during COVID. Racism taking place during COVID was like another epidemic. According to PewResearch.org, Asian adults and elderly as of 2021, 1/3 said they feared that someone may hurt them physically. But who helped with COVID, Diana?
One of the people who helped during COVID at the time was Tijana Ivanovic, because she studied viruses like particles and their behavior. She showed perseverance when she kept going even if some particles couldn't be seen sometimes or took too long. But who else helped during COVID, Ivy?
Another person who really stepped up during the COVID epidemic was Peng Yu Hong. He showed passion because during COVID things were really difficult and people were in quarantine. But despite that, he still did his job and researched COVID till there was a cure. And I think that shows how passionate he was about being a researcher, especially for COVID.
So a huge shout out to Tijana
And Peng Yu.
We would definitely nominate you for engaging in the community because you guys researched COVID and helped the people.
We would also give a special shout out to Chaz, who wasn't able to make it here today. In the end, COVID was a really difficult epidemic because of how fast spreading and effective it was. All in all, we learned the importance of preventing the spread of sicknesses.
So now you know you should do things that can lessen the spread of sickness and to take care of yourself. Thank you for listening to the amazing world of COVID. We're Diana,
Ivy, and Chaz.